This episode is brought to you by Tabletop Dominion. If the antics of the circus have given you the desire to roll some dice of your own, head to tabletopdominion.com and use the code DESIRE10. Oh Gil, I pray you let us know. Should we stay or should we go? Do we stay here free from harm or go and deliver the armor? So you have to let us know. Should we stay or should we go? It's always cheese, cheese, cheese. I sense discomfort and unease. You say there's danger in the darkness. We feel no fear, for us it's harmless. Come on and let us know. Should we stay or should we go? Should we stay or should we go now? Should we stay or should we go now? If we go we will be warring, but if we stay it will be boring. So come on and let us know. The darkness holds no fear for us, we choose to venture out. We knock upon the hole's front door to see who is about. Some noise emerges from inside. Special delivery service in Dice and Desire.
You knock on the door. And you stand there for about a minute or so, and then eventually you start hearing some sort of noise from behind the door, and you just hear, "Who is it?"
It's Gregor Wallows. I'm after.
I don't know Gregor Wallows.
Well, I was just about to tell you a tale, wasn't I? I'm after an Amrath, if he's around. Amrath, Mona Bear. Mona Bar? I don't know what his name is. Mona Bear, yeah, we'll go with Mona Bear, why not? Garen has sent me with some armour to deliver.
Okay, it's late, but okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, okay, fine. And then you hear some noises from behind the door. And you hear like the keys going into the lock and unlocking the door, and then it just sort of like slowly opens. You can't see much inside. Like with the nighttime, there is a bit of light further on behind him, but it's sort of it's because it's behind him. You can't really see his face that well. But what you do see is that he is a dwarf, and you probably roll me a perception.
That is a 16.
You can't really tell an age, but you get a sense from the voice, from the just a few wrinkles on the face that you can see. You get the impression that he's a relatively older dwarf. And he just opens the door and he says, "You've got the armor, yeah?"
Yes. Are you going to let us in, or?
Hang on a second. And he shuts the door. And then a few seconds, about 30 seconds to a minute later, you hear the door. You hear him from behind the door come like back up to it and opens it up and says, "Yeah, if you could just leave it here." And he opens the door a bit wider for you. And what you see as he opens up the door wider for you is you see sort of like a reception room. Sorry. And he just invites you in to unload and to give him the armor. If you could just put it down here, it is late. Just leave it and go.
Well, there's two problems there. It's not actually me that has the armor. It's my friend over there has it in a bag of holding, and second off, I'm gonna need some kind of receipt. You see, it's royal armor. It's not your cheap everyday armor, so I need a receipt of delivery.
I know it's not cheap. I paid 100 gold pieces for it.
Yeah, okay, it's not that expensive then, but still, it's not cheap, and I do need a receipt for it.
I've never been asked for a receipt in my life. What can I? What do you want? What do you want me to say?
Well, I just need your signature on a bit of parchment here, and
Have you got some parchment?
Oh yeah, Greg's got parchment in his bag.
Okay. He says, "Well, have you got something I can write with?" I wasn't prepared for this. It's late at night. You've come banging on my door.
I'm afraid I don't. You'll have to get a pen yourself, I'm afraid, or a quill.
This is ridiculous. Come back in the morning. Come back in the morning, please. Go on, off you go. Off you go. It's late.
I mean,
I've got things to do.
I'd have to charge you a redelivery cost.
That's how much?
50 gold pieces.
Fine, that's fine. Come back in the morning.
Oh, hello.
Did he say 50? Sorry, he's not really good with the admin. It's 150.
That's more expensive than the armor itself.
Yeah, and unfortunately, whilst that may be the case, the delivery has required 5 big, strong adventurers. Throws out a little flex to deliver it to this generally considered dangerous part of the world.
And you know, custom charges and all the rest of it. It mounts up.
I didn't ask him to do that. That's on him. Actually, I just realised not put a token on there for him. I ordered some armour. I asked for it to be delivered. That's the end of things.
I'll tell you what.
How
about we waiver the fee for the redelivery cost, and you just let us stay here this evening because we hear it's not particularly safe out.
No, you can't stay here. Absolutely not. You have to go down. If you want to stay in the village, go and stay in the White Hart Inn. There's absolutely no. You cannot stay here at all. This is my home.
Well, what about if we just stay in this little reception area?
No. It's literally it's a couple of 100 foot, and he points off to the south and says it's a couple of 100 foot that way. Just go there. I'm sure they'll look after you.
At this point, Dweez will step forward and he'll just say, "I'm sorry about all this fuss. I do realise it's very, very late, but I was personally tasked to bring this armour here to you by Galrin Fohammer.
And you've brought it here. Thank you very much."
Well, that's just rude, isn't it, lads?
Well,
I think he's being quite dismissive, actually, yes.
Yes.
When I was telling Gil about my rash side.
I'm willing to. I've agreed to a 50 gold piece redelivery charge if you want to come back in the morning. I've agreed to write a receipt if you've got that, but you've not got anything for me to write with. I don't have anything. I'm not searching around this big old building for something to write in at this time of night.
Lads, I think we need to make a decision soon. And he says very clearly, like in earshot of this gentleman, we have been warned about the what are they called, hunt lords, lord.
Yeah, lords of the hunt. I think.
Love that we've been warned about the lords of the hunt, and it is getting dark.
And that is why I would suggest that you go to the inn immediately if you
Nathan,
are concerned of these stories. Yep.
Can I use my hat, please, to cast a cantrip that I don't know?
You're going to throw it in? Yeah, go on.
I'll roll the d20 on roll 20 so we can see if I can actually do it or not. Gives me a result of 18, so I'm allowed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The cantrip that I would like to use, please, is Friends.
Okay.
For the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice, and it isn't hostile towards you. Until the spell ends, the creature realizes that you did use magic to influence his mood, and he becomes hostile towards you.
Nate's face then says it all.
Well, I'm just...
Yeah, I mean, I think the reaction is just because he's being somewhat hostile towards us.
Yeah,
not
directly
exactly
at one
clear
creature of
cut.
your choice that isn't hostile towards you. I mean, I think it's the grey area of what is deemed to be hostile, because he clearly is just it's he's clearly not wanting to deal with your shit right now because you've just turned up at his
Oh.
house fairly late and are just not doing what he
Want to
expect.
stay there. Like, imagine if someone knocked on your door at like 10 o'clock at night and was like, oh, by the way, can I sleep in your spare bedroom, please?
A delivery driver, no less.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Amazon rocked up and they said, look, here you go. Here's the sprinklers that you ordered.
Can I come
can I
in?
sleep in your porch?
I mean, if it was the choice of letting a delivery driver stay at my house or spending like an extra 50 quid to get it re-delivered, fucking
50
stay in,
quid.
mate.
50 quid. 50 gold pieces is about $5,000.
Okay, yeah, then $5,000. I'll be like, yeah, mate, take the spare room, whatever you want.
If you don't let me
Whatever
in,
you want.
I'll have to come tomorrow and it'll cost you £5,000 more.
I like how you've only got two choices there. Let him in and sleep the night, or give him $5,000. As if telling him to fuck off it just isn't an option. Like, as if calling the police isn't an option.
Or just giving him the thing and fucking off. Just
Yeah.
in general. Just
I
like
don't know, because now we've got the potential to make $5,000, and I'm sort of like,
you were paid to do this job. You've already been prepaid for it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
imagine
I'm
how many more
finding
tiramisu's I can get with that. Come on.
3.
I'm finding our behaviour slightly sketchy right now.
Yeah.
my next move was to try and intimidate him, so I guess we won't be doing that.
I think realistically, to me, it seems you've got two options: you leave or you fight. It doesn't seem like this. Well,
Oh, well.
that seems to be where you're headed. At the
we
moment.
are on a
It's-
battle map.
Amrath,
Alright, fine, I won't
Yeah.
friend him.
we were just in the White Hart earlier, and we were writing a poem onto the table. And I've been struggling to find a word to rhyme. So the first line of the poem was going to be, a man who does not have a horse has no choice but to be a walker. And I was just trying to think of other words that rhyme with walker. Can you think of any?
Stalker,
No, that's not bad. Can you think of any others?
corker,
It's good. Yeah. Any more?
fuck off. It's late at night. That doesn't rhyme, but it is generally how I'm feeling right now.
I'm sorry, yes, it is quite late.
Is Gelwyn from this town? Because they all have a sort of similar accent.
Sort of just random, sort of half northernish brogue. I don't know.
Right. Let's just give him should we just give him the armour and then come back tomorrow? And
Alright, fine, yeah, fine.
there's something going on in here, isn't there? Right. I'm going to upend the bag of holding, empty out. All I've got in the bag of holding is a rapier, a short sword, my long sword, and the breastplate.
And 4 horses.
Yeah.
Or 5 horses, yeah.
Half a dead troll.
Yeah.
Um,
A goat.
so I pop my weaponry back into the bag of holding, and then I hold the breastplate and I say, I must admit, when Gelrin asked me to deliver armour to someone, I assumed that person would be equally as amenable as Gelrin is. First impressions are very difficult to remake. Some would say impossible. You can think on that as you go about your shady business, sir. And I'll pass him the armour.
Thank you. And when I ordered from Gelrin, I didn't expect delivery drivers to be asking to stay here for the night.
Well, in future, maybe you should bear that in mind when you order from a city that's about 300 miles away.
And with that, he sort of ushers you out and shuts the door behind you.
Right, shall we have a little mooch around his house, see what we can see, look through the windows and that?
Yeah, I mean, is the door on the left-hand side of the map, is that all one building connected?
So from what you can see, it's stonework on the outside. You've got some barn doors in the centre of it. Again, about 10 foot or so high. Probably about 12 foot actually. Obviously, as you can see from the map, it connects directly to the main building.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you can see from here.
May I fly 20 feet into the air and do a fly around the perimeter of the keep?
You may.
Would you like me to do it like several feet at a time?
No, I'm just trying to think what the best thing is for me to do here logistically.
So I assume I won't see it. I'm happy to obviously not see inside the building, so just like...
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to work out without. It's obviously very difficult for me to do that with this. So what I'll do is I will... give me a second. Actually, you see, if I take you back, MJ, hopefully this works. So you, hopefully, MJ, are back on the old map, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So if you look up in the top left corner, that is essentially what you see. You see that sort of outline of building.
Okay, so I rejoin...
With varying sort of, like, it's not like a completely flat roof. It's sort of just like levels. So some of the area is a bit taller than others. And actually, as you're going around, you actually see this right here. You see up in the sort of, I'm going to say northwest, but that's not strictly correct. The top left of it, you see what appears to be a hole, a relatively sizable hole that would certainly be able to fit each of you down it.
Okay, I rejoin the group. Okay, guys, I've just gone for a fly around the perimeter. I noticed some crumbling walls in one section. I'm not sure. It's quite dark.
You didn't.
I think I described them more as sort of intact, actually. But of particular note is a hole in what I would traditionally describe as the northwest or top left of the building. The hole I would describe as inviting, moist, and suitably big enough for all of us should we wish to infiltrate this place. My own personal opinion is that Amrath has been quite shifty. I don't know. Yes, I appreciate our demands of stepping inside were perhaps a little brash. That being said, it's along with what Gil was telling us about the shadiness of this area, and in fact, if Amrath is the right-hand man of the Hunts folk, then it gives me pause for thought of what he may be doing at such a late hour and wanting to keep us away so desperately.
I mean, ultimately, we have acquitted ourselves of our obligations in Nonar's hold. The reason we were here was to deliver the armour. This town feels of little significance to our wider mission. So it's not like if we upset someone here, we're necessarily going to be stepping on our own toes, as it were. So what I'm essentially saying in a very long-winded way is, yeah, should we just break into this fella's house?
Sounds good to me.
We know this guy. Well, we've been told this guy is in association with the big bad for this town.
Mm-hmm. This is what Stuart, and not by extension Dweezil, is picturing. There is some kind of shady, like ritual or something happening in there. That's what Dweezil is picturing. He was. They've all got the robes up. They've got a townsperson on the sacrificial table. They've curved daggers and all that kind of stuff. And we've knocked on the door, and it took a minute or so because he had to take his robe off.
Yeah,
and then run to the door, and he's talking to us, and all the time he's thinking they better not bloody well. If they've murdered that, that's what I'm thinking is happening.
Yeah. If they've completed the ritual without me, I'm going to be fuming.
Yeah. And that's why he was rude, because we'd interrupted his satanic ritual.
I sort of wish we didn't give him the armour now.
Well, we're good people, Quinch.
Now let's break into this person's house.
I know that if he's a complete wrong'un, we'll knock him on the head and take it back.
Listen, I guess the reason for going inside would be to try and provide some extra safety to this town and relieve them of this evil curse, so metaphorically speaking. And we're good people. So...
Yeah, can you hear that? It sounds like screaming coming in from the house there. We should go and investigate. Probable cause and all of that.
Listen, why would there be a hole there if we weren't supposed to go inside it? That's what I say.
It's not really its fault.
Lovely reference.
So what are you doing then? Are you
Oh,
going
in the hole. Yeah.
So, Quentin,
Right, I want to go in. Are we sure that the hole is the best way to achieve entry?
What would you do? Just bash down the door?
Well, we could do.
I mean, the hole will be a very interesting thing to do.
It's there for a reason.
The hole's there
isn't
for a
it?
reason,
Come on.
yeah.
Yeah. Metagaming, isn't it? But yeah. I mean, the hole is... At least we can kind of sneak in. It might be an idea, perhaps, to not all bundle in through the hole. Perhaps to send those of us who can see in the dark and who can be stealthy in first.
Have a look at Davov.
Oh, 100% not Greg then. He can't see shit.
Well, me and Dabov can go inside.
Yeah, go on then.
We're both Dexybois who can sneak and can see in the dark, and then we can have a little look around. What I'm not talking about is a split in the party situation. I'm just talking about a looser formation than usual.
Okay. How are we actually gonna make? Like, are we getting in?
We go down the hole.
You going to go in the hole?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, do we need to describe how we ferry everyone up there?
So,
Well,
I just assumed that over collective few seconds and minutes, a combination of you lifting people up and Greg taking them up on his broom, you ferry people over to the top left of the building. So I will move you all over there.
Oh, this looks spicy.
Right, so you're all there. You're not all obviously in that room in particular. Some of you are on the actual roof. So who's actually gone in then? Is it just Dweezil and Dabov that have gone in currently?
I believe so.
Yeah, I assume so.
What, through the hole?
Yeah, so it's dropping down. So if those two that are dropping down, is Quinch lowering you down into it, or are you just using a rope to get down? How are you actually getting into the room from the ceiling?
Didn't you say the roof was only like 10 feet up anyway? So can they not just...
So here, yeah, it's probably a little bit higher here. It's probably about 15 foot at this point.
I mean, that's a jump and pull myself up for Krill.
But you're not going down. Is Krill going in?
I think the way I envision it is that we're sort of the three of us, Krill, Greg and I, are sort of standing above the hole, and maybe Greg and Mel ferried them down.
Yeah, just lowering them down into the hole and then coming back up.
Dabov, would you rather go down with Greg, or would you rather be roped and go down Mission Impossible style?
That is tempting now. Depends. Is there a laser grid on the floor?
Yes.
a magic laser grid. Yeah.
I'll even hum the tune in Krill's voice.
I'm just going to jump down the hole. Fuck it.
All right, that's very different.
Can I then from Dabov get a dexterity saving throw, please?
Dabov breaks both his legs.
What he actually did though was he backflipped down the hole, so he gets advantage on it.
Yeah, he gets a double jump somehow.
Well, that is 21.
Oh, lovely! Yeah. You do fall down gracefully, and it does hurt your feet and your joints as you crash into the ground. But you don't take any damage or fall prone.
How old is Dabov?
I don't know, about twice as old now that he's just shattered his shins.
I was thinking about this, like
certainly twice as old as he started this adventure.
Yeah, it's difficult to put an age on Dabov.
Dweezil, are you being lowered down?
I mean, do I need to be?
It's up to you. You can go the Dabov way. Like I say, you could roll a Dexy save and see how you land, or whether you can want the guys to ferry you in.
No,
I'd recommend just hopping on Smaug.
I'll Dexy save it down.
Okay.
21.
Yeah, you're just as graceful, if not just a little bit taller. As you get into the room, you can see that this is or was somewhat of an armory. You can see that there are some weapons. that adorn the walls, and there's a couple of staircases that lead up to some sort of platform. You're not entirely sure what would have been up here. Maybe it was something ceremonial. Maybe it was used as a bit of a fighting platform. You can't really tell based on the age and everything. The room is in, aside from just the rubble that's on the ground from the hole from the roof, the room itself is, just old, and it just doesn't look like anyone lives here. There's cobwebs. It's dirty. It's not very very nice or receiving. There's a small, I say small, a normal sized door to the sort of bottom of the room, leading out.
What weapons do I see lying around? Any daggers?
You see javelins, you see a shield, and you see a couple of short swords.
Any of them look particularly fancy?
No, not particularly.
Cool. I do need some more javelins and more out.
Certainly nothing magical or anything like that. If that's what you're aiming for.
Just looking for daggers, because I can always do with more.
There's no daggers here.
Cool.
Because they've got all the daggers in the other room where they're doing the ritual sacrifice.
The dagger room, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there an obvious way out of this room? I know we've got these staircases. Are they just leading up to a platform, or is there?
Yeah. So this is a platform up here. This is just literally just leading up to some sort of platform. There's a door here. That's it. That's the only way, seemingly, in or out. There's not even any windows in this room.
Why don't we run the old 9-point safety check on the door?
On the door.
And then, if that's safe, have a look through, and then maybe get the others down into this room, and we can have this. This room appears to be safe.
Yeah. Can I just have a quick look around the room for any signs of any recent activity or anything, or does it look like it's been in this state for a long time?
Give me an investigation.
That is 17.
It looks fairly. No, not even fairly. It looks unused. It doesn't look like. I mean, given that there's a hole in the ceiling, you suspect that maybe they're not even aware that there's a hole in the ceiling. You can't see any sort of signs of footprints or anything like that in the room.
Or nothing's been moved recently or anything like that. No.
Nothing that you can notice. No.
Right, should we get the lads down here then?
Yeah, may as well. The room seems pretty safe.
Right, guys, do you want to come down here quietly? What we're going to do is we're going to keep this as a kind of base.
Yeah, I'll fly down and offer a hand down to Krill.
I Dexy saved it with a 14.
A 14. You land. You don't take any damage, but you do fall prone.
Okay. I stand up.
I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
You stab him before he stands up. Just get that advantage on him. So is everyone in the room now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krill flies down.
Yeah. Okay, so Krill, Quinch, and Greg, you now see what the others saw. You see, say a few weapons around, just a very run-down room, letting in a bit of moonlight from the hole that you just descended through.
Oh.
Can I inspect the door for traps?
You may. Can you give me an investigation, please?
Oh, another natural one. I'm going to have to fuck these dice right off.
You don't notice any traps.
Brilliant. Excellent. Is it a keyhole or anything?
You don't notice any traps. You don't notice any traps. Sorry.
Is a keyhole or anything in the door?
There is. There's no key in it, though. And then it's just a little one of those sort of latch handles.
Can I peer through the keyhole?
Who lives in a house like this? Yes, you may peer through. I'm not sure what the extent of your dark sight is. Isn't
it 30 foot or something?
Yeah, I won't open it up just yet. But you look through, and all you can see from where you are is what appears to be a hallway.
And then
60
foot, sorry.
60 foot, right. All you see is basically a hallway. You see the wall the wall sort of directly in front of where you are, which sort of isn't sort of perpendicular to you. It's sort of running sort of an angle. And you could just out the corner just see sort of the corner of another wall to your left. You don't see anybody. You see a few torches that are lit, so it's a much more brighter environment in the hallway.
Cool. As the resident tank, is it worth me sort of leading the charge, or are you happy to sneaky and we'll just be there for you if you need us?
I think we'd be better off sneaking and trying to find out what's happening rather than just deciding that we're going into a fight.
Okay, that's fine. I'll remain. I think if you guys and Greg should be okay now because of the light. I just think in terms of stealth, if the pair of you two just wait in this room while we have a little mooch around on the corridor down to the end, see what we can see, stealthy about.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try the door, just see if I can open it. Just not lockpicking yet.
You click on the latch and it's unlocked.
Okay, yeah, I'll just open the door then.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you don't miss out on the Circus's next crazy antics by hitting subscribe on your podcast app of choice. And in between episodes, you can always find us on social media by searching Dyson Desire on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. We're in our 3rd year now, and if you want to help us grow, you can do so in a number of ways. You can tell a friend, because word of mouth really helps us get our name out there, or you can review us on Apple or Podchaser to help with our visibility. Finally, you can donate to our Ko-fi page to help us take the show to the next level. All links can be found in this episode's description. And never forget, sometimes it is a dog licking a tree, yes?
We're going to give it another go. It's a bit more zing. A bit of zing. Zing. Yeah. Ready? Hello. With a hello. No.
Hello.
Wait till I get through the whole thing. Ready? Wait till hello with a billowing hilltop.
Hello.
Oh dear.
We're waiting to get through the whole thing.
No. I mean,
I thought that was the whole thing.
The whole thing is hello with a billowing hilltop. Okay, that's the whole thing. Yeah?
Okay.
That was right.
That pretty much sums up the show. But if you want to find out any more, you can visit us at www.billowinghilltop. Is it com? Does anybody know?
.org.
Is it? It's .com. What do we do? What do we play?
There's monsters.
Does anybody remember?
Walking around.
I don't know.
And, yeah.
We will be delighted if you were to join us around our table as we play Dungeons. Is it 5th edition? Hello?
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah. Yes. We play Dungeons and Dragons.
In the background?
Sorry, that was me.
What was that noise in the background? There will be noises in the background as we play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition through the classic Paizo adventure path, The Age of Worms. You can expect this. No! Quite a bit of this.
I'm completely lost.
This. This.
Got a bugbear in my underpants.
And one of these.
Oh dear.
We're on Apple Podcasts and we're on Spotify and we're on TuneIn, and you can find us on Twitter and you can find us on Facebook. And we hope you join us. Thanks very much.